Today I'll teach you how to make cake pops, a tasty treat perfect for any occasion that everyone will love. Okay, ingredients for cake pops. Box of cake mix. I chose vanilla because we're just planning on making the standard vanilla cake pops. You can choose whatever flavor you're planning on making your cake pops. A thing of frosting, you need about one of these and that'll be enough for covering all the cake. And I chose vanilla again to fit with the vanilla cake. Sprinkles, you can choose whatever sprinkles, colors, whatever you want. These are optional, they're just for decoration. White chocolate chips, again you can choose just regular chocolate chips, dark chocolate chips, depending on the kind of cake pop. And then these are optional, they're just to look more authentic. They're the actual cake pop sticks, you don't have to use them. Okay, this next part is going to vary a little bit depending on the cake box you chose. For this specific one, the ingredients you're going to need are a cup of water, half a cup of vegetable oil, and 3 eggs. And then also, obviously, the cake mix you're going to need. Okay, so once you've gathered your ingredients, you're going to start by pouring in your cake mix, followed by your 1 cup of water, half cup of vegetable oil, and 3 eggs. Okay, so now that you have all your ingredients mixed, you're going to take a fork or a mixer thing and you're going to spin it until all the ingredients are mashed together. Okay, so now that all your ingredients are mixed in the bowl, you're going to take Pam and spray it along your cake pan. You do this to ensure that the cake won't stick when you take it out. Then you're going to take your fork or spatula and pour the mixture into the pan. Again, making sure to scrape all the sides and bottoms to get all the batter out into the pan. That's done. You're going to take your cake, and depending on the box that you use and the flavoring, your oven's going to be set to different temperatures. Mine's preheated to 350 and it'll cook for about 28 minutes. Okay, now that the cake is done baking, you're going to want to let it cool for about 10 to 15 minutes. To help it do this, you want to cut the cake with a knife into pieces like you would a regular cake, just to let the air out and it'll cool faster this way. Okay, so your cake is cooled. Make sure you wash your hands really well for this part because you're going to be using them a lot. So you already have your cake in the pieces from being cooled. You just want to take each piece and put it into a large bowl. You're going to have a huge bowl for this because you're going to need a lot of space to mix this. So we have the cake in the bowl. You get rid of this. And you're going to want to take your electric mixer. You're going to have to use it for this part. And if you want, before you actually plug it, actually use this, you can kind of mix up the cake with your hands to get rid of like the bigger pieces. So the cake is mixed up. Take your electric mixer, and you just want it to be a really thin consistency. You don't want these big chunks in there. And then later on we're going to add the frosting. So mix your cake. Once you're done mixing, you should have something that looks like this, with the cake pieces like that. Any bigger pieces, as you move it around, you can just break up with your fingers. So the cake is mixed. Next, we're going to add the frosting. So you take your frosting, just drop the frosting in. You don't want to put it in all at once, or it's going to not mix very well and spread evenly among the cake. So once your frosting's in, take that piece and mix that in. Okay, so we have the perfect amount of frosting and our cake is in pieces. The next step is to make the cake balls. Okay, so for this part, you're going to need to take wax paper and take a piece about the length of your pan and put it over so that the cake balls won't stick as they refrigerate. So you're just going to take in your fingers a decent amount of the cake and roll it till it's the shape of a ball. Okay, now that we have our cake pops formed into the balls, we're going to take our white chocolate chips, and we're only going to pour about half a bowl full into here, and then we're going to melt the rest later. So when melting chocolate chips, you want to make sure you don't just put it in for a minute long and hope that it melts. You actually have to put it in for 30-second intervals until when you stir it the last time, it'll be completely melted. Okay, so this is after my third 30 seconds, so mine took about a minute and 30 seconds to actually fully melt. As you can see, it still looks like they're chips, but when you actually stir it, it'll become a perfect melted chocolate mix. And that's what you're gonna be dipping your cake pops into later. Okay, so now your cake pops are cool and you have your white chocolate still melted. You take one cake pop at a time and you drop it in the white chocolate. And even though there are cake pop sticks, today we'll not be using them because they take a lot more time to do. Once you have covered all your cake pops in the white chocolate and covered it with sprinkles for decoration, put it in the refrigerator for 15 to 20 minutes until they harden. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you to learn how to make cake pops in a quick and easy way. Now go enjoy them.